Alrighty, so in honor of Valentine's Day, as you see, the big basket here. You guys stick around. We'll have something special for you all tonight. As we go on. Um, stick with us. And I'm seeing we having some technical issues, so I'm going to try to see if I can see what's going on with this.
Well, while you're doing that, how about I officially welcome everybody in?
Go ahead and do that.
I would like to officially welcome you all. Taking hold of my introduction duties. As I said before, I'm Dennis Holder, the co-CEO of Herald of Hope Books and Inspirations. And we thank you for joining us tonight for this month's segment, a pre-Valentine's celebration of I know me, you know you, but who are we together? A couples conversation. Each and every month, my wife and I like to come to you and bring and share different foods for thought, quotes, words of encouragement, something to uplift, to encourage and remind us all that the true appreciation of what marriage, being bonded, having a relationship together is, and making it work. We're trying to remind us that all of us in this thing called marriage, all of us pursuing a relationship are thinking about marriage. Marriage is a commitment and not a commodity. So I need you to come into it with the fact of, hey, I know me. She know her, or you know you, but who are we together? In fact, this is the first chapter of my book, for those that don't know, entitled Love, Marriage, and the Character That It Builds. A marriage manual for marriages 0 to 10. And basically, what we do each and every month is take different subjects, different topics, different questions, different foods of thought, and we bring them to the table. We make it a couples conversation because the last thing we want to do is come to you and act like we know everything. Yes, we've been blessed to be coming up on being married 18 years, been together 20. But does that mean that we know it all, that we got it all figured out? No, we're still learning, we're still growing because we're going into different phases, different seasons of our own lives. We're not who we've always been. We have teenagers preparing to merge into the world and exit high school and do these different things. So we have to make sure that we understand, that we always keep a clear understanding of who we are, being that I know me, you know you, but who are we together in this thing called marriage, and being in a relationship and being hard working together. Whatever it looks like, that's what we're working on. So, are we up and going, babe? We seem to be going.
For some reason, a little blurry on us. And I'm not sure why we are blurred out. Oh, there, it has focused in, I believe. Look at there.
I apologize for the technical difficulties.
I don't know what was going on, but there we go. So
give us a thumbs up if the picture's good. If
on your end.
On your end, if the picture's good, you see everything looking good, because I'm sure you heard us.
Okay, I got some we're goods now. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for that. So, like I said, in honor of Valentine's, stick around. We got something good for you guys. But also, February, around here we do celebrate Black History all the time.
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
And it is what it is. That's our root. That's our heritage. That's our history. But for this month, I got a quote that's near and dear to me by Martin Luther King Jr. Darkness cannot drive out of darkness. Only light can do that. And our spin on that for couples. Baby, when you hear this, what do you think?
First of all, let me lay this on the table. She is not putting on. This is her quote. Like she told me last month when we start planning for the next one, I already got a quote together. I want to do it. And for those who don't know, yes, it's my book, it's my brainchild talking about our marriage, but this is her program. This is her segment. So I follow suit and sing. When I hear this quote, when we talk about it, I can't help but think about, first of all, the preface that Martin Luther King put on it, which basically is reminding us of overall human love, humanity, and encouraging love and appreciation for everybody. But when I bring it to the couples rank, when I bring it close to home, when I sit and look into them eyes there right now, I remind myself that it's about that, reminding me that two wrongs don't make a right. That just because I have the best of intentions or I have the best mindset, if I'm not putting forward a true effort, a clear effort, if I'm trying to go back and forth, tit for tat you, we're not going to get anywhere. Mm-hmm. Darkness will never drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And so that's what comes to mind, that it's going to take a mindset that's focused toward the light of the situation, yes. One that's trying to fix a situation, build on a situation, grow in the situation. I'm talking about those things of light.
Yes.
And turn away from the pictures of darkness. Those things that want to tear us down, pull us apart, make us feel like we can't build anything together, we can't grow together, we can't have nothing because we ain't there. She don't even love me, or we don't even get along. Well, why you still there?
Exactly.
They ain't never got nothing good to say to me. Well, why you still talking to them? These things, those are things that go on to me. That battling that comes with having a relationship, sharing your life, sharing your growth, your responsibilities, your ups, your downs, and your in-between moments with someone that you love to call friend, soulmate, spouse. That's what comes to mind for me.
And for me, just like you, but in any situation, light. God is light, right?
Ooh, say it, girl.
And in any situations, that's what He is, and hopefully, He's in your marriage, He's in your life, and He's that light everywhere. And we have to keep Him in our marriage and in our house. And like we always tell y'all, we are both very independent people that came together, that were both very stubborn, strong-willed,
I like
young
strong-willed better.
adults. Once we got together, and we both had our own ways of doing things, and we really had to work hard at that. Thing of let's call them strong conversations of ways that we wanted to see things go. So early on, you know, when you're young and you have those strong conversations and you're both really strong-willed, you have a lot of those because you're young and basically young and dumb, and you're growing and learning. So at one point, that darkness can take over, but light has to shine from somewhere. Somebody got to have a little bit more Jesus somewhere in that relationship where you have to stop and realize that arguing is not going to get you anywhere.
Say it.
So one day we just sitting there having a strong-willed conversation, and the light bulb went off. This is not getting us anywhere. Nowhere. We can have a strong conversation, or we can come to the table, communicate, and see where we can come together on the situation, or we can agree to disagree, but we're no longer going to have a strong conversation together. Because at this time, I'm exiting the conversation, and when we can talk and come communicate together and come to a consensus, we'll talk. But until then, I'm not arguing. And it's always been this tit for tat. So you're used to that. I'm going to say something because I know how to get under your skin and I know your reaction, right?
Okay.
That's that darkness part, y'all. That's that part that we love each other. We know that your spouse is the one that know how to say what they need to say to you to get under your skin. We do. But you're also the one that know what to say to pick your spouse up and keep them going, and encourage them. So let's be that light instead of the darkness, to keep the ball rolling down the hill. Let's keep going up. Let's keep picking each other up. And that's the conversation we have to have, and that's the way to turn that darkness into light. That's the way to pour into each other instead of taking away from. And we have to build each other up, guys. Again, we always saying, you know, we're torn down so much outside of each other. The day beats us up so much when we're outside of home. We have to be built up at home.
True story.
So that for me, I see enough darkness everywhere else. I have to be able to see a little light. Actually, a lot of light at home. To keep going, and I depend on that. So I don't know about you guys, but I depend on my light at home. So, and I need that.
Not only do I depend on it, I expect myself to demonstrate it. Because as I always love to share with you all, and I always start at home with this topic, I don't ask for anything I'm not willing to give. Let me say that to you again. As couples, as husbands, as people taking part in this thing called a relationship, because you do know we both have to do our parts here.
Yes.
I take responsibility for the fact. Now let's go back, man, because you dropped a lot on me here, girl. I'm just gonna tell y'all, this girl ain't wrote none of this down. She set the table on it tonight, boy. But let me just say, let me go forward with everything she gave us because it was so good. First and foremost, she is exactly right. Being two very strong-willed people, it is easy. I mean, it's easy to bump heads and focus on the things that can push you apart. That remind you how different you are. That remind you how you don't see it the same way, how you didn't grow up the same way, how you didn't have this experience, on and on and on. But I'm reminded, just like Martin Luther King was intended here to remind us all at the end of the day, we're all human beings. No matter what color, whatever walk of life we come from, being hated toward, showing hatred, and instead of showing love toward one another, appreciate one another, is never going to bring us forward. Same thing is about our marriage. But what I need us to remember during those dark times when we disagree, when we can't see the better parts of one another, when we don't expect greater things, when we just feel like our relationship or marriage is in a rut, remember that once upon a time for you to get here, there was some light. In fact, scientifically, it states that for darkness to exist somewhere, light had to be there at some point. Amen. Darkness didn't just be. So I'm telling you, at some point, things were good. Things were working. But what happens? Life happens. Challenge happens. Opposition happens. Sometimes you grow as people, and sometimes you don't communicate that well enough. What am I saying here? Is that we cannot let the dark situation life, because they're going to be there. They're going to exist. They have to. That's how can you build a marriage? How can you build a bond? How can you say you have a commitment if it's not tried and tested? If it's not pushed against the wall every now and then? If it's not a little pull and a little what is it? Oh, when you pulling Pulling and tugging? No, not pulling and tugging, but like when you're pulling against one another. Not rope race, but tug of war. Tug of war. Excuse me, God no. Well, I'm talking about why can't it? It's gonna exist. Because you're two people who didn't grow up in the same household. Maybe you grew up in the same vicinity, maybe in the same culture, in the same mindset, but that doesn't mean you always view the world alike. I'm always reminding myself that not by any means being general by any means, but men and women think differently. So we need to understand that we're communicating differently. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to just simply ask, okay, what are you saying to me? What are you asking of me? And at the end of the day, if you really care, if you're really concerned, what are you expecting of me? Because darkness will never drive out darkness. For her having an attitude, I can't just have an attitude and expect, well, everything's going to get better. For her being frustrated, I can't meet that frustration with continued frustration. For me being angry, her meeting me with anger is not going to help us grow. We're not going to build anything. We're not going to progress in life because that's nothing but the enemy trying to get in. They're trying to tell you shouldn't have to put up with that. Who she thinks she's talking to? You've been at work all day. Does she not know what you done dealt with today? This and that. Whoa, wait a minute, enemy. You're not in this committed thing that I took on. You weren't there when I asked this woman to join me in matrimony and be a part of my life. You're not there you weren't there when I was a part of the situation of us bringing our children to the Word. When our relationship is growing and thriving, you weren't there. Yeah, you existed, but at the time we were having a better moments. We were enjoying ourselves. I didn't focus on whether, you know what, she might have made me mad, but we love each other. We can get through this on and on and on. What am I saying here? Just like you had a choice then to focus on the better parts of your spouse, your loved one, your immediate relationship, you have the choice now. Over time, I don't have to put up with that. I don't have to deal with that. You're right, you don't have to do anything. But what you do have to do to build something, to have something that's going to grow, something that's going to last, you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to be willing to compromise. You're going to have to be willing to make sure that the compromise, and I'm not saying a one-sided compromise. I'm talking about a compromise that continues to build both of you up, lifts you up, make sure that you both feel heard, respected, and appreciated. What you got for me?
Lisa said, yes, it does. She said we need to practice that in the home and in life outside the home. And you are absolutely correct.
Absolutely right, Lisa. It does no good to get out here and me to talk about how good of a husband I am, how much I care for my wife, and I'm always loving her, and I can't wait to see her when she get home. Hey, how you doing? How was she trying to talk to me and ask me how my day was, and it was work. Now, granted, most of us as men, we aren't very verbal, but I know. Like, I try to make time. I know, no. As I make time to say, hey, babe, Jenny, how was your day? What's going on? You see her nodding her head, because if it wasn't, she'd have been sitting like this. Y'all know April. She ain't going to fake it. My girl is not going to fake it till she make it. If I ain't asked her genuinely how her day was going and what was going on, she'd say it just like this. Like, yeah, I'm waiting on him to answer. But what I'm saying is, even in that, a lesson was learned here. About darkness not pushing out darkness will never drive out darkness. Only light can do that. I can remember one of our first lessons, babe, just in my recollection of being a husband and learning how to do this. Because you got, think about it for us. We grew into this. We were young getting married. And, having children and starting careers and everything. So you're both busy. You're energetic. You don't really check in. It's just more of a kind of, hey, today was good. Today was great. Boom, 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 right? So as we get older, I'm talking about 4 or 5 years into it. I remember coming in one day and I was asking them, well, let me ask about her day. Because, this is now, I'm me. I'm this. I'm a problem solver. I'm creative. This and that. So we're doing it. And I said, babe, how was your day? And keep in mind, my asking wasn't so, it was a little bit of curiosity, but also one of them as a man, we are innate problem solvers. Every man know what I'm talking about. Hey man, give me a wave, thumbs up. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I bagged in there and we're sitting there talking, and back to the story. And I'm sitting there talking with her and I say to her, and she's telling me the story, this happened today and that happened today, this and that. Now, you would think, hearing me now, like, oh man, that was great. No, my first response was, okay, I tell you what you need to do, girlie. You go back to work tomorrow, you do A, B, C, and D. Not thinking that my wife was inept in any kind of way. It's just being her husband. I'm thinking, maybe you ain't seeing this. Let me show you what you're missing. And this went on for about a week, I think, or so. You let me do this. And then finally, about the third day, I think she had enough. As I'm going over, and I finally let her finish talking about the story. Well, look, tomorrow, if I was you, I go in and do A, B, C, and as I'm looking up before I can say D, I see her eyes just looking at me. Just looking. I said, oh. Well, I sat there a minute. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, tell you what, I'm going to teach her a lesson. I'm not even going to finish what I was going to say. I'm not going to help her with A, B, C, and D. She can figure it out herself. What do I say to her? Am I thinking I'm being clever? Am I thinking I'm being wise? Here I say to her with a big smile, you know what, babe? Forget all that. Whatever it is, God will give you a way to work through it and you're going to overcome it. I believe it. You know what she did? The biggest smile I ever seen come across this girl's face. And my girl can smile. That smile came across her face. And that's when the light went out. Hear me here. It wasn't that me being clever. It wasn't me teaching her a lesson. In fact, I'm the one that learned. All she wanted me to do was shut up and listen. All she wanted me to do was genuinely hear her thoughts on the day. She didn't need me to work through it with her. If she did, she'd have said, hey, I need some help with this. What she needed from me was to be a sounding board, to be a listening ear, to say, well, okay, I know what you got going on. I'm caring about your life as it's going when you're outside this house. And when you come back, I need to make sure you have what you need, the encouragement, the uplifting, the inspiration to realize that, hey, we're in this together. What you got, babe? Because that's one of my favorite stories to tell. Go ahead. What you got?
Before I go on, Pop said, elevate your level of thinking to ensure that you want to build your relationship, not tear it down. Think before you speak. Sometimes that tone has to be bridled. You cannot take back words. Once they're in the atmosphere, they're there. You can't say I did not mean it, because if you didn't mean it, you wouldn't have said it.
Yes.
Hurt people.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say it's out there. You can't take them back.
Do not, man, woman, however you see yourself in this world, married couple, dating couple, engaged, do not use the heat of the moment to say the things that you feel you need to say. As my wife just said, you can't take that back. If you wouldn't say it with a calmer head, if you couldn't sit across the table and I couldn't tell my wife, look, I don't like when you don't share the covers at night. Like, I got to wait till I'm mad and tell her, you know what? And I don't like the way you don't share covers. Whoa. If I couldn't say that in a calm voice too. If I couldn't say, hey man, I don't appreciate the way you come in. Some days you don't act like you want to speak. If I can't say that then with a calmer tone of voice, let's not bring it up when you're angry. Because when you get angry, you go to a petty place. You go to a hurtful place. And just that, I truly believe, and I was reading somewhere, and it simply made the most sense to me, that, that love and hate kind of spring from the same place. And if you don't watch it, when you get in that bitter place, you'll start pulling from that same heart and that mouth that say, I love you. I want the best for you. I want to spend my life with you. Will say hurt for things like, well, I don't care about what you got going on, no way. I can't stand you. You get on my nerve. We'll speak from that same place. What I'm saying is you have to choose your words. Be more careful. You speak life and death into your situation. Yes. Biblically, it says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. In every walk of our lives, in your relationships, in the way you navigate your life, in the way you set your goals, dreams, aspirations, raise your children, go to your job. It's and what you speak. Yeah. And if you go, I refuse. You should refuse to speak down in a situation that you chose to take part of, to take part in. Why would you tear it down? That's literally like us getting this house together and deciding, you know what, I want to start bulldozing and tearing it down because I'm mad today, because I'm upset, because just on and on and on, and find just some silly reason to tear down something that we built, we've established because of one bad day, one bad moment, one bad set of circumstances.
Again, guys, if you're just joining us, our quote for tonight, representing this great month of Black History: darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. And think back again, I like Jesus. Jesus is our light. You guys remember that the armbands we used to wear at WWJD? What would Jesus do? So when you're in the heat of the moment, in the argument, in that relationship, and you're thinking about, I'm going to tell him this and I'm going to tell him that, and he done ticked me off, and I'm not going to cook dinner tonight, or I'm going to do this, just everything you're thinking about, you want to say negative or do negative. What would the light do? What would Jesus do in that situation?
And I would even say, you'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised when somebody is willing to step out of the darkness, because it can be a place that the enemy wants us all. Remember the term misery loves company?
Oh, yes.
Well, when we're in a dark place and we're in that aggravated place, it's like you said earlier, babe. I know I'm going to say this because he's going to say that. Exactly. And it's going to go on and on and on. And also another thing you want to be watchful of is not only using that of speaking out and causing conflict between y'all. This is not the place to venture stress at. Your spouse is not a verbal punching bag.
No. For
you to just let off because they love me and hey, I ain't mean all that. It's just been a long day. Yeah, it's been a long day for everybody somewhere. Choose your words. And as I always say, in every aspect, I remind myself, pick your battles. Because as my wife says, I've learned over time, and I'm very hyper-verbal. We're both very strong-willed that way. And we just let's say what's on our minds. Sometimes you shut up.
Yeah.
In this moment, right now, is it really worth causing a conflict that's going to throw off the rest of her day? That's going to put us at odds for tomorrow? Or this and that? No, it's not worth it. But that comes with time. That comes with a better growth of level of intimacy with one another, a better appreciation. Because as you ask somebody how their day has been, and you see them going through the different struggles, the victories, the ups and downs of their life, you understand, man, today might have been a little rough on her, man. Cut a little slack. Yeah. Or I come in and I'm kind of just a little, okay, he must have a lot going on today. Let me, give him a little grace here. Because as I always love to say, and I shared it in the book, that in those moments when you feel like it's hardest to give your spouse that love, that grace and appreciation, that's when they really need it. Exactly. Instead of giving them a piece of your mind, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, tell you how I really feel. How about you give them a piece of your heart? How about you give them some of that grace, some understanding? Say, hey, man, you know what? I'm not going to fuss with you, but I will pray for you. Hey, my girl put it on me one time, and I just knew because like I said, we've had strong discussions, passionate exchange. And one day she just flat out, no, I'm not doing this with you. And what? What you mean you're not doing it? I say a thing, you say a thing. This is how this goes. And she, no, not today. Somebody's got to break the cycle. Will it be you? Can it be y'all? Because somebody's got to step into that light. Think about it. The things in expressing a situation like that we go through, a lot of them are cyclical things. And at a certain time of the season that maybe this is a little more stressful because this might have happened in her life, or there might have been a loss around this time, or he had this going on in his job and it's a little busy around this time. Oh no, that's when you need to be more considerate of what's going on and who you're dealing with. And choose your words a little bit better. Notice I said choose your words. I didn't say walk on eggshells. I didn't say act like I gotta play up to them. I said just choose your words. Check out that state of mind, but also be aware of yours, what you're doing and how you're handling it.
And you guys come in, if you would leave the word #light, we want to be the light for tonight in our couple's life.
#light.
So if you would leave #light, so I can get you guys on our spinning board for a chance of our nice basket here. #light. We want to spin, get your names in our basket pool for tonight.
Come on,
it's a lot of goodies in here. We do have a gift card also in the bag that you guys will get.
So I'm just saying what you're seeing. I'm just saying it's a little more to eye. You can't take in all of it right now. Our wonderful mother, our product manager. Sorry, Nicole, don't get me. Our product manager, Miss Ida M. Holder, has really set us up and set the Hero Hope team off with our new pre-Valentine's gift basket. You won't be disappointed. It's a little bit of everything here. I'm talking about me, April, and I probably could get the kids a couple snacks out of here, and everybody still be good. This you don't want to miss out on.
And Pop said, if my supervisor spoke to me, I'll let you get what Pop said.
Yeah,
right down.
Pop said, when speaking to your mate, ask yourself, if your supervisor spoke to me in this way, in a way I didn't like, how would I respond? Give your mate more grace, respect them, and thank them, and give them that you would give them give them the same respect that you would give a supervisor. Hey man, Pop, again, it goes back to choosing your words. You want to go to work, just saying what you want to say, talk to people in a kind of way. Why do you think your spouse has to put up with it? I'm just saying. I don't go to the hospital. I don't go to speaking events and just say what I want to say to people. No. So if I can handle other people with a graceful tongue, with a graceful effort, I'm definitely going to handle the love of my life with one. I can't call her my love, my soulmate, my friend, my everything, the queen of my heart, my house, and then think I'm just going to talk to her crazy. Now, do it mean the boys don't get a little irritated? We don't come at odds every night? No. Because she loved me too, but it's with perspective. It's also with respect. And that's another thing too on one of moms. It's a way to do everything. My parents always told us, always embarked us, you can say anything you need to say to anybody, as long as you say it the right way. As I told you before, don't wait till you get angry, till you frustrated, your day been long. Oh, let me rattle off this list of 10 things that's been getting on my nerves about you, or you make me upset. How about you sit down and have a conversation with them instead of being in combat with them? That's not going to solve anything. Why make an enemy out of someone that is your lover, that's your friend, that cares about you, that wants the best for you? And in turn, you should want the best for them. So why be at odds? Look, we don't have to be at odds. Let's come to a solution. Let's sit down, because obviously for us to get here, we were able to come to some kind of functional solution where we were able to compromise, work together, make this thing work. So let's do that again. Different seasons require a different amount of work, differences of circumstances. What you working on, girl?
Again, guys, hashtag like. If you would put the hashtag like, I will get your name added to our board so we can get you in the spin before we end tonight.
Ma, I see you over there. You done snuck one in on me talking about handle with care. Amen. Handle with care. Exactly, Lisa. You're exactly right. Anything that's truly important to you, that's truly a priority to you, you handle it the right way. I don't handle my finances any kind of way. I don't handle raising of my children any kind of way. I don't handle my career, my business any kind of way. So I definitely will not let go of the first established commitment and contract that I truly set for myself, which is marriage. The bond that we have. That's the key thing that should be that's the fire that should be getting fed. That's the water and the soil that should be getting cultivated. Because once you take care of everything else, it all takes care of itself. I'll never forget Dr. Miles Monroe said it best. When you're dealing with marriage in a relationship and are just genuinely dating as a man and a woman, men are true providers. We bring and we bring to, and as a woman is meant to multiply and go forward. He said simply, I'll never forget that. He said, if you give a woman some groceries, she will make you a meal. If you build a woman a house, she will make you a home. It'll be comfortable. You better have somewhere to lay your head every night. If you give her love, consideration, compassion, she will give that in return, and it will multiply even greater in your life. You'll be surprised what they can do for you. As a man, that builds us up. It strengthens us. But in turn, if you give her hardship, if you give her distrust, if you give her lies, if you give her aggravation, all the dark things, well, she's going to multiply and give you hell and give it right back. So we have a choice. Man, woman, boy, girl, what we put into our relationships, the decisions that we make, the words that we speak, the love that we share, it's all on us.
All I got left to say, and I truly love this, and I love you.
Go ahead. I was just wondering if it was gonna cost me some money or something. I ain't know where it was going, y'all. I love her, but I ain't know where it was going. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I cut it out. I'm sorry.
Be the light in your relationship. It takes both. And
yes.
and I love this man with all my heart. And I love the growth in the both of us. We did have to grow together.
Yes.
We started young, and like I said, we had to learn. And I thank God that we learned it the right way, and we learned and grew together, because it could have been opposite. We could have had our struggles, and it could have been different, but I thank God that he stayed with us and he stayed the light in our relationship. But remember 1 Corinthians 13:13, and now about faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. So remember that. Y'all keep that love and y'all keep that fire burning in your relationships, and keep that circle connected with God being in the midst of that. And not to delay us any longer.
Spin that wheel, girl.
I'm gonna spin our wheel. What?
Spin it again.
Hopefully we'll land on one of the names.
Look who won for the night.
Miss Lisa. Well,
what?
Is it in the camera, RJ? See it? Lisa is our winner. Lisa, I will not be back to work until Friday, so I will bring that on Friday. I guess y'all were able to see it. See it good. Miss Lisa is the one in yellow. Congratulations on that basket. You will love it. It's got a lot of nice little goodies in. You'll have to share with everyone around the office. Anything to close us out tonight, babe?
To close us out, again, this has been number one. Thank you for joining us tonight. We always love to get on here and share this information. Give you a good laugh. Be real with you at the same point, because this is us. The laughing, the quotes, the conversation. This is what we bring to the table. And I want to remind you that's how it's supposed to be. If I should be the laugh, be serious, go forward with anybody, it should be with this lady. The one I chose to share my life, my everything with. Why not share my laughs? Why not share my thoughts? Why not share my insights, goals, dreams, and aspirations, and vice versa? So I like to say thank you for joining us for this pre-celebration of Valentine's Day. Truly taking in with this couples conversation. I know me, you know you, but who are we together? And remember that love, marriage, commitment, trust, perseverance, those are action words. You got to put them in action. So you want to truly love one another, you want to truly celebrate Valentine's Day, hey, put it in action. Show that you can do more than just talk about it. You can deliver. I pray that each and every one of you, under the sound of my voice, thank you for tuning in, and that you please be blessed.